We are less than 1 month away from the European January transfer window opening. A season or two ago, we would have had plenty of US men's national team players in awful club situations. But that ain't the case anymore. The United States men's national team players have been getting better and better, and their agents have been getting less stupid. So the players have been moving to the right clubs, for the most part. However, we still have a few players that need a new home, or can benefit from a move. So who are they? Hello. If you are new here, I'm Filippo and welcome to Tactical Manager TV and welcome to today's episode where I will be giving you 5 US men's national team players in Europe that need a move this winter. And I mean, ideally, it's best to stay long-term with the same club if the environment is right. The minutes have to be there and the player has to be developing. But these guys, I think they need a move. It's also important to mention that this is a mid-season transfer window. A summer move is ideal, but again, sometimes you need a move during the winter. But they can be very tricky, right? We don't want to see moves like Weston McKennie to Leeds that happened a few seasons ago, or Giovanni Reyna to Nottingham Forest that happened last season. You have to be smart about it. And for this video, I'm only going to be talking about the US men's national team players abroad. We already did an entire video on the American prospects in MLS that need a move to Europe. Oh, and the US men's national team abroad series will be back this Monday. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a big one, so you don't want to miss out on it. Everyone that misses the US men's national team abroad episode this upcoming Monday is a loser. No exceptions. And now if you kindly could smash the like button in this video because it would help us quite a bit and I appreciate it. So make sure you do that right now. It's free. You just have to press the like button. And this video is brought to you by Torre, but more on that later. Okay, player number 1 is Yunus Musah from Milan, and I know many of you will disagree with me on this one, but let me explain. First and foremost, he is not a locked-in starter for Milan, despite consistently getting minutes for them. And Musah is now 22 years old, yet it feels like he's about the same player that he was when he was roughly 19. He has stagnated in his development, maybe even regressed a little bit. He does get minutes for Milan, just to be honest here, plenty of them, but it also feels like Milan likes using him for specific roles in specific occasions, like when he had to go mark Vinicius Jr. as a right back in the Champions League. And during those times, that's when we see him thrive for them. Like this guy locked down Vinicius Jr., the Real Madrid Vinicius Jr., not the shitty version that we see from Brazil, the Real Madrid Vinicius Jr. And then the game after, Yunus Musah was benched. And you know, he shows flashes of talent time in and time out. We know how good he can be. I mean, ask England in the 2022 World Cup. But he needs to be a consistent starter somewhere, in a more prominent role. His biggest weaknesses are consistency, decision-making, passing, and you know, just playing in the final third in general. To improve in those areas, he must play more minutes and have a more prominent role with more responsibilities on the ball. So Musah, I would not say it's urgent that he needs a move. I mean, after all, he is playing. But I do think he would benefit from a 6-month loan to a team that needs him to essentially play all the minutes available in a very prominent role, but definitely a loan. Because long term, I still believe he can be a locked-in starter for Milan and a key player for them. I just need him to be more involved on the ball, make mistakes, and you know, improve, because he has to be a key player for the team right now in order to develop. Now, do I think Milan will loan out Yunus Musah? Probably not. Do I want them to? Yes, probably to a mid-table Serie A team where he will be a locked-in starter, play every single minute, and actually have to take the initiative on the ball and make things happen. But don't get me wrong, I do still rate Yunus Musah. He's a fantastic player. Player number 2 is Luca de la Torre from Celta Vigo. Now, this one is pretty obvious, but I'm still going to explain why I'm putting him in this list. He was reportedly in the transfer block early in the season. Like in August, he didn't even make the match day squad for Celta de Vigo, not even once, and he was healthy. He even played for the US men's national team in September while not even making the bench for his club, not even once up to that time during the season. Now, he has been injured since mid-September and just recently came back for them, coming off the bench in a Copa del Rey game, where Luca de la Torre even got an assist off the bench, but then it was against a semi-pro team from the 4th division of Spain. Essentially a team that would probably lose to Tactical Manager's Sunday Pickup League team. But again, my team is pretty good. We have one of those tios that has a beer belly and is super technical that never played professionally, but the dude certainly looks like he was a former professional player. But he isn't, and he drinks a lot of beer. So it does not feel like Celta Vigo will play Luca de la Torre when it matters. And he is good enough to contribute for multiple teams in top 5 leagues or in the Eredivisie. And personally, I think he should head back to the Eredivisie as soon as possible. Whether it's a loan or a full transfer, it doesn't really matter right now. But at this time, he needs to play for one of the teams in the Eredivisie, probably a top 6 team, and not a relegation battle side. He would even be a starter for them and do fairly well in that league. I mean, he played well for Heracles when they were a relegation battle team. I'm pretty sure he can play for a top 6 team in the Eredivisie this time, get lots of assists, goal contributions, and thrive in a league that he has already performed well. And understand that there were rumors that Luca de la Torre could go to MLS in January and play for the new franchise in San Diego in California. I find that unlikely, but not impossible. But remember, 1 or 2 years ago, he even called MLS a different sport when compared to European leagues. Yeah, he called MLS a different sport. I'm pretty sure Don Garber did not appreciate that. Player number 3 is Giovanni Reyna from Borussia Dortmund. And obviously, this is the most obvious player in the video. And if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to drop a like if you haven't already, and a random comment to rig the YouTube algorithm. Or actually, not a random comment. Let me know your US men's national team players that you think need a transfer this winter. And also let me know, which club do you think Gio Reyna should go to? Of course, that's assuming he leaves Borussia Dortmund. So Gio Reyna started off his Dortmund career very well. He made his debut when he was 17, and then for his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th seasons, he managed to get 30 goal contributions with 4,362 minutes played. That's not bad for a player that was 18, 19, and 20 years old during those seasons. That is a goal contribution every 145 minutes, despite dealing with injuries. But the past 2 seasons have been awful, terrible, horrendous, with a mix of injuries, different coaches not rating him, and garbage minutes off the bench, along with a moronic mid-season loan to Nottingham Forest. All I can say is that it's been terrible. One of the most talented players the US men's national team has simply can't stay fit and perform for his club. I have a theory that part of the reason why he's always getting injured is because he's not consistently playing. I mean, look at Christian Pulisic. He was always injured with Chelsea, where his minutes were extremely inconsistent. Now for Milan, he's playing more than ever and staying healthy. Knock on wood. Please knock on wood. The last thing we need right now is an injured Christian Pulisic. We know Gio Reyna has the talent. We have seen it during his early days at Dortmund and multiple times with the US men's national team. He just needs a new home, a permanent one. According to Transfermarkt right now, his market value is just 12 million euros. That's a bargain for a player of his talent. His stock is at an all-time low. We are roughly 18 months away from the 2026 World Cup, which is only 1.5 rotations around the moon, and we need Gio Reyna to be healthy and sharp. He needs a move this winter as soon as possible to a club where the starting position is his to lose. And listen, since his stock is so low, I actually bought Gio Reyna's card on SoRare for less than $5. Now, this is not like investing on Bitcoin, right, back in 2012, but I do think this will pay dividends. I'll get a lot of rewards on SoRare, and if you want to play SoRare, the link will be in the description with a special offer of $50 in credit to buy your first virtual cards. Now, before we continue, because I gotta pay rent somehow, a quick word from the sponsor of this video, SoRare. We'll be back in 60 to 90 seconds. Do you collect sports cards? Do you play fantasy sports? Yes, no, maybe? If you said yes to any of that, I got something for you. And if you said no, you might still want to stick around. Tactical Manager TV is partnering up with SoRare with a special offer. The link will be in the description. In SoRare, you can collect your own virtual cards of your favorite players. And then you may be asking, why would I want to collect virtual cards? Well, you can line them up on 5-a-side games every single week. And if your players perform in real life, you can win actual money, signed jerseys, game tickets, or even more cards to improve your own club. And you can also get unique experiences like a friend of the channel, Fiago, that got to meet Zinedine Zidane. You know what's also cool? They also have the NBA and Major League Baseball. I'm mainly gonna just stick to soccer, but you do you. What I really like about Sorare before we even partnered with them is that they're unlike other fantasy games where you have to pay per play. In Sorare, you pay to get the players you want permanently as cards, and then you can play multiple times using those same cards, at least until the player retires, win rewards if your players perform in real life. You can also buy undervalued player cards for cheap, then hold, use them in the future when they improve or develop, and then you can even sell that card when its value goes up for better ones. Or just keep the money yourself. If you sign up with the link in the description of this video, you will get $50 in credit to buy your first cards. Again, the link will be in the description. Use that link to make sure you get the special offer. Play with responsibility. All right, enjoy. Okay, we are back. Now, before I talk about player number 4, I have a quick question for you. Would you like for us to make a video talking about and diving into which clubs I would like to see Gio Reyna get a move to, a transfer? Obviously, he can only move to one club, but I would make like a list of 5 clubs that I would like to see him move towards after he leaves Dortmund, if he leaves Dortmund. I'm just going to say one thing without diving into details. The 2 leagues that suit his style of play would be La Liga or the Serie A. But if you want me to make that video, let us know in the comment section down below, and I'll gladly do so in December. So now let's talk about player number 4. And player number 4 is Horvath from Cardiff City. I mean, do I need to explain this one? Horvath, the goalkeeper Horvath, has been benched at Cardiff City, one of the worst teams in the EFL Championship, the 2nd division of England. I don't see him ever being the starting goalkeeper for the US men's national team, but I do see him as a possible backup option or 3rd goalkeeper. And I mean, come on, if you're gonna be on the bench on a team from Wales, the country, you might as well just come to MLS at this point. So yeah, Horvath definitely needs a move in January. Next up is player number 5, the last player. Then I'm going to give a few shout outs at the end of the video. But player number 5 is Taylor Booth, the winger from Utrecht. A once promising player that is now 23 and seems to have regressed. But I have not given up on him. Maybe he should seek a 6-month loan this winter. He started to gain some momentum a few seasons ago when he moved from Bayern's B team to Utrecht in the Eredivisie. He was on the rise, but then injuries happened here and there, and that set him back very often. On top of that, he has been dropping a lot of stinkers lately, kind of like me after I have my morning coffee. The confidence is likely on an all-time low. He is talented, and the 23-year-old American winger needs a move to get his mojo back. He has like 250 minutes this season, mostly coming off the bench for Utrecht, which is one of the best teams in the Eredivisie right now. Now, he should seek a loan to a weaker Eredivisie side, a weaker team in the Dutch league, where he will start and be a key player, like Paxton Aronson did last season for 6 months. And look at Paxton now. He's one of the best players for Utrecht. His confidence is sky high, and he currently plays for the same team that Taylor Booth plays right now. I don't know, man. Go play for Go Ahead Eagles. That's actually a pretty cool name. Get your confidence back up. And I mean, there's no question that Taylor Booth has the talent, but he has to perform. And he hasn't for at least 12 to 18 months. And again, remember what I talked about with Gio Reyna and Pulisic? How when you don't get consistent minutes, you continuously get injured? That's another example right there. Taylor Booth, his minutes haven't been consistent, and he has been consistently getting injured. Now, if you're playing consistently, the odds of getting injured go down. Now, understand, I don't really see Taylor Booth as a potential starter for the US men's national team in the future, but I do think he is a player that if he develops, he can contribute off the bench if he gets his club career back on track. So despite many thinking he's not an important player, I have to disagree. I think Taylor Booth can be a very important player. Okay, before we go, I'm gonna give a few shout outs to a few players that likely won't get a move in January, but they probably should get one and will get one during the summer. One is Ricardo Pepi, and look, his minutes have gone up lately. He is outperforming Luc de Jong. I don't think Pepi should leave PSV right now. He might actually get Luc de Jong benched in the second half of this season, so I don't think Pepi should leave PSV right now. Maybe during the summer. The other one would be Matt Turner, but he's currently on a loan with Crystal Palace, so he ain't leaving this January. But during the summer, he needs to get a move and go to a club where he's a starter. He's a backup at Crystal Palace and he barely plays. Another player I want to shout out here also plays for PSV. It's Richie Ledesma. He showed he can hang in the Eredivisie, but he's not quite PSV level. He should find a move soon to a club in the Eredivisie or some other league where he would be a starter. Last but not least, we have Leonard Maloney. It does seem like he's going to get a move this winter because he failed to renew his contract with Heidenheim and they don't want to lose him for free. So Leonard Maloney is not really a shout out. This is a report. He is expected to leave Heidenheim in the Bundesliga this winter. Alright everyone, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go. And on Monday, we have the return of the Jedi. Actually, no, sorry, wrong movie. We have the return of the US Men's National Team Abroad series this Monday. Don't miss out. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Thank you So Rare for sponsoring this video, and have a great day.